Welcome, Greek U Nation, to episode number 614 of the Fraternity Foodie Podcast. I'm your host, Dr. Mike Ailon, CEO of Greek University. I'm a speaker and an author. Our sixth book just came out. It's called I'm So Beautiful, It's Ridiculous. Unleashing and promoting strength, self-worth, and real sisterhood. So go and pick up that book on Amazon or Barnes& and Noble today. We call these episodes the Fraternity Foodie Podcast because there is nothing like great food to bring college students together. Fun fact, I started working out in college when my big brother in the fraternity showed me what a real workout routine looks like. I had zero idea on how to do any of this. Today, I work out daily in my home gym, and it is the perfect way to start the day. I've already checked off a box in my to-do list, and it's only 8 a.m. Starting those good habits early is the best way to maintain your energy, your mental health, and your focus over an entire lifetime. Let's talk to our next guest a little bit more about that. In 2002, certified personal trainer Holly Kouvo had a vision to create an independent personal training company that teaches clients innovative ways to fit exercise into their daily lives. You can improve balance and strength using chairs, build strength by doing arm curls with a gallon of milk while waiting in line at the grocery store, or you could exercise with bands in a hotel room. And sometimes that's what I'm doing.
hmm
Holly's philosophy differs from the traditional create a standard routine for the gym mantra. She prides herself on creating customized programs that fit each client's unique lifestyle. Holly takes your goals, likes and dislikes, strengths and time constraints, and helps you to fit fitness in to your day. Welcome to the show, Holly.
Why, thank you. That was wonderful.
Hey, listen, I'm available if you want to take me on the road. Just pack me in your suitcase. I can do
There you
intros
go.
for you all over the country.
Will do.
So, you've spent over 25 years in fitness and brain health education. You even host a national TV show. It has over 2 million viewers. What first inspired you to dedicate your life to helping others fit fitness in?
Well, it's interesting. I started teaching aerobics in college as a side gig to make some extra money.
Mhm.
And I continued at that as a side gig when I had a career in high tech. Then when my youngest daughter got a diagnosis that required a lot of services, I made the career change. I had just gotten my personal trainer and nutrition specialist certification. And so I thought, well, I'm going to start my own company and then I will grow it as my kids grow. And that's how Fitting Fitness In came to be.
Nice,
Yeah.
nice. I like it.
Yeah.
That is
I'm
really
really
good.
passionate about motivating people to exercise and eat right so that they can live a healthy, long life.
I think college students might be thinking, like I'm young, I'm healthy, and I don't necessarily need all of this. You often say that our future self is built by what we do right now. So for all of the college students who are listening right now, who are in their, let's call it young 20s, how
Mhm.
can they start investing in their long-term brain and body health starting today?
Yeah, I have this quote um, that hangs on my wall,
Uh-huh.
and it is, your life, the way it looks today, is a result of your choices. What will you choose today for your tomorrows?
Mm.
Perfect, Robert Allen. And so that's what I'll say, that what you do today will make a difference tomorrow.
Yeah.
And part of it is exercise, and exercise is not just to lose weight. Exercise is to be healthy, and exercise is to have your body function well.
hmm
So most people think of it as, oh, it's just to lose weight. Well, it's not. You want to be strong. You want to have some capacity, cardiovascular capacity. It makes a big difference.
Yeah, I 100% agree. And I think, once we start those good habits early, I just think it's like momentum. It's just like anything else, right? Inertia.
Right.
Once you get that ball rolling, it's a little bit easier to keep it rolling. Once you stop or stop working out, then it's so much harder 2, 3, 4 weeks later to get the ball rolling again. Now you got to start from nothing.
Yeah, so it takes 6 weeks to get conditioned into a good level. It
hmm
takes 2 weeks to get deconditioned.
Ugh.
I know, it's sad,
This
isn't
is
it?
the struggle. It's so sad. I wish it wasn't this way, but I know that it is. Just, from my own working out over a lifetime, when I go on a vacation or something like that, and sometimes I'll get out of commission where I'm just not working out for a week or two,
Right,
and I notice like how hard it is to get things going again. My muscles hurt more than they typically do. I kind of take a step back in terms of the weight and things like that. So you can tell right away that when you get off that track, it's just so much harder to get
right.
things going. I'm wondering, are there some big misconceptions that young adults have about aging and wellness over a lifetime?
Sure. I think the big misconception is that as you get older, that you're going to become more sedentary and you're going to gain weight.
Hmm.
Now, that is true for those that don't stay active. And so I guess it depends on what your followers' parents do. Do
Hmm.
they exercise? Are they active? And here's the big kicker. Your metabolism starts slowing down at age 30 and then really starts slowing down at age 60. But you can control that in two ways. One, by having more muscle on your body. So strength training is really key. Starting now, I started in my 20s doing strength training.
Hmm.
Um, and so that you have you build your muscles. And inactivity helps reduce the muscles. That's called atrophy. But when you have inactivity and age, you start losing muscle cells, and that's called sarcopenia. And so that's really bad. You don't want that. You want to continue to strength train for two reasons. One, because it makes you stronger. Actually, three reasons. Two, because the more you exercise and more fit you are, the better your immune system. So you don't get sick as much. I'll tell you, I rarely get sick. Like
Hmm.
in 15 years since I've been teaching this one senior fitness class, I was sick one day in those, teaching every day. So that's one of the other things. The other one is that you can really control your metabolism. The more muscle you have on your body, the higher your metabolism. And the higher your metabolism, the more you burn calories. So you're going to burn more calories of the food that you're eating. But let me give you an analogy. Let's think of your metabolism like the fire in the fireplace and pretend we're heating our home with a wood stove. First thing you do, you get up, you're going to put wood in that fire. That's feeding the fire. Well, your metabolism is like the fire. So when you first get up, you want to eat and feed it food within an hour to hour and a half of getting up. I know people wait until, oh, I can't eat in the morning. I get that. But if you wait until noon to eat, your metabolism doesn't kick in until noon. Your metabolism is what's burning calories all day long. So you want to feed that fire a log or two in the morning, and you want to make sure that it's burning at a nice higher rate. If you wait 5 or 6 hours, it's going to nosedive, just like the fire is going to dive out or die out. So you want to make sure that you're putting a log on the fire every 3 to 3.5 hours. So you want to eat something every 3 to 3.5 hours. But what do you eat? That's the key. You can use the thermic effect of food. The thermic effect of food is how many calories or how much energy does your body expend digesting that food. So use food to your benefit. Protein takes a lot of calories or a lot of energy to burn and digest. So the more protein that you eat, the more it's going to sustain you for longer because it's taking longer to digest. It also keeps your brain clear from brain fog. So that's something, so you have not just you're eating well, you got your metabolism going at a nice rate, which helps you maintain a good weight. Because I know there was a freshman 15 or a freshman 20
Hmm.
when I was in
Hmm.
school. So you want to make sure you're doing that. But that metabolism, by burning all day long, eating the right foods like protein, which is meat, fish, chicken, nuts. Nuts are good. Um, Walnuts, pistachio nuts, they're really good for your brain as well. But be careful because a portion control of nuts is about a quarter cup already shelled. And so that's less than a handful. So you want to make sure that you're not going over with portion control.
Hmm.
The other thing is using the thermic effect of food. Eggs are a really good source of protein, but a hard-boiled egg takes more energy to digest than a fried egg or a scrambled egg. Because when it gets boiled, that protein breaks down and then it comes back in a more complex protein. And because it's a more complex protein, it takes more energy to digest. As a matter of fact, a hard-boiled egg, you burn more calories digesting it than it has. So it's a great thing to have as a snack. So, something to have before you go after classes and before you go and study, have a couple hard-boiled eggs. That'll keep you going. It keeps your glycemic index. It's a very low glycemic index, which means that it keeps the sugar levels, your blood sugar level, even longer. Do you know how you have a candy bar and then you crash?
Hmm.
Well, the candy bar has a high glycemic index, which means you get in here and then boom, you crash. Whereas protein is going to keep you even keeled, which is good for your brain as well.
Yeah, well, you just cleared up a whole bunch of misconceptions I think that are out there, and some of them are a little bit counterintuitive. You might be thinking, "Hey, I want to lose some weight, so I'm going to skip breakfast and wait to eat until it's noon." But obviously, that's not exactly the way things work, and you want to get that metabolism going early if you can, as soon as you get up within an hour, right? So I think
Right.
you cleared up a lot of misconceptions there. That's really helpful. Can you explain this connection between movement, focus, and academic performance? Because a lot of students, they are managing high stress. They obviously want to achieve in terms of academic performance and improve their concentration. So how does
Yep.
exercise help all of those things?
Well, so I'm a brain health trainer. I'm one of the first certified brain health trainers in the US.
Mhm.
And there's different exercises that affect different parts of your brain. So your executive functioning happens here in the frontal lobe. Strength training, actually, using weights, lifting weights, even boxing, improves the activity in that frontal lobe. So executive functioning, that is math, that is computer science, that is chemistry, that is organization skills. That's executive functioning. So when you do weightlifting, that's improving the brain activity in your prefrontal cortex, which is where all that executive functioning is going.
Mhm.
The other thing is cardiovascular exercise. So many studies show that cardiovascular exercise improves your memory and learning. So if you're studying and you're starting to feel a little brain fog and you're kind of petering out, get up and do what I call an exercise snack. 10 minutes of some kind of cardio activity. Go up and down the stairs in your dorm or go for a walk. A walk is great because one, it's cardiovascular activity if as long as you're going at a good pace. Two, it's going to help reduce your stress. And three, you're kind of outside, and being outside helps calm down your parasympathetic system. So going for a walk is really, it's free and it's the easiest thing you can do.
Mhm. Yeah, it's really helpful. I'm thinking about other exercises that students can do on campus, only because I know that the most common excuse I hear is they're just too busy. They can't fit it in. So going for a walk or just climbing the stairs in your dorm, that could be something that's very simple, very creative to get some fitness in
Right.
throughout the day, whether they're in the dorm, they're in the library studying, or maybe they're a fraternity or sorority member in a chapter meeting. Are there any other examples that you can think of that we didn't talk
Sure.
about?
Absolutely. I'll give you my Holly's helpful hint.
Okay.
20 push-ups a day.
Ah,
I
okay.
have my active agers do 20 push-ups a day. Now, you can start with push-ups against the wall. If you're studying, you can do push-ups against your desk. That's going to automatically get your heart rate up, get your energy up, your mind will start clearing up a little bit more. Just do these exercise snacks. You can get up and just do jumping jacks for 30 seconds. Even that will get you going. jog in place, tire jogs, knee lift, arm pull downs, anything. Once you get that heart rate up, that blood flow is going to go to the brain, which is going to clear your brain. It's going to give you a lot of energy.
I like that. Our fraternity members are going to really enjoy that. They like doing push-ups, so I
Yeah.
think they're going to enjoy hearing that snack that
Yeah.
qualifies.
Exercise snack. There you go.
Okay, I like it. Well, we should talk about time and duration as well. So I'm
Yeah.
wondering how much exercise a college student really needs to see benefit in mood, in energy, and focus. I mean, are we talking about 5 minutes? Are we talking about 30 minutes a day? What's your recommendation?
So, more studies show that they want you to have 150 minutes of like cardio per week.
Hmm.
So that comes out to 30 minutes, 5 days a week. But you can do 10-minute increments. Anything less than 10 minutes is not going to give you as much benefit. I mean, you have some benefit, but you're going to get the max at 10 minutes. So you could do a walk, 10-minute walk in the morning, 10-minute walk at lunch, 10-minute walk in the afternoon, or you can do your 20 push-ups because you'll be surprised. You just walk up and down the stairs a few times. Like I have my active agers, if they're going to travel, I have them going up and down the stairs 10 times in a row because stairs are very common in other countries and not as many elevators. But boy, does that get you fit. And then your heart rate is going, the blood is flowing, and everything's flowing to the brain as well. So 10-minute increments, I think, is fine.
Okay, good. That's really helpful. The other thing that I've noticed too within fraternity and sorority life, at least, college students back in the day, they used to have meals together at the fraternity or sorority house. And this was very common where everybody would just eat together. Today, it's much more of like a grab and go kind of mentality where
Mhm.
students are kind of just waking up 5 minutes before they need to be in class and they're grabbing a granola bar on their way out the door instead of sitting down for a meal with their brothers and sisters. So, you mentioned like pistachio nuts and walnuts, but that's like only a handful that we're really supposed to
Yeah.
have, right? So are there any like future you foods that students should prioritize eating right now that will help them, maybe if they're kind of on the go?
Yeah. Well, I would hard boil a bunch of eggs. If they're in the
Okay.
fraternity house, they have a full kitchen, right?
Yes.
So I'd have a bunch of hard boiled eggs already cooked.
Okay.
That's a great snack. And then you could throw that on a piece of whole grain toast. That's an even better snack,
Hmm.
breakfast to
Hmm.
go. Um, the thing with the protein bars is there's a lot of sugar in them.
Yeah.
And so you have to be careful with that. Another good protein snack is like a low-fat mozzarella cheese stick.
Okay. Yeah, we could do that.
That's what I had my doctors and nurses use because
Hmm.
it's in a plastic thing and they can easily open it up and not even touch it. But and then there's the nuts on the go, or there's the protein shake, which is also a good thing to do because you can load it with some really great like berries, strawberries, blueberries are really good for your brain.
Hmm.
Start eating blueberries, get used to eating blueberries every day because that's really good for your brain,
Yeah.
especially as you age. And then so then it has a little bit more protein in there, and that protein is gonna carry you longer. Say you have a lot of classes and you leave it for 8 o'clock class and you don't get to have lunch until 1. The protein,
Hmm.
the more protein you eat, the more it's going to carry you over to that time frame.
Those are some good suggestions. I think that because they have a kitchen, I think they can make those hard-boiled eggs ready so that way people can just grab them on the way out the door, or those cheese sticks. I think we
Yep.
can have those as well that they can grab. It's just, that's kind of the nature of what happens today. I'm just looking at what they're doing and I'm like, how do we fit nutrition into this model that you've developed?
Right.
So interesting. The other thing too is you teach people to take ownership of their health, which I really like. I do think that everybody needs to own that for themselves. There's only so much that I can do as like a chef or a fraternity house alumnus to try to monitor their nutrition. They really need to own this piece.
Right.
So I'm wondering how fraternity and sorority leaders can model this ownership of health with their chapters in order to build healthier, more energized communities, right? So, how can, let's say, the senior chapter president model ownership of their health for others?
Well, one of the things I do a lot of fitness challenges.
Hmm.
I did one in my town with the firefighters against this police department, which was a lot of fun. So, if you do some kind of challenges, like I don't know, most people have either a Fitbit, like I have a Fitbit, or a Apple Watch
Hmm.
that monitors your workouts or monitors your steps. Maybe do a challenge, a 10,000 steps a day challenge, to get people motivated to do that, or do a challenge of who can go without sugar for a week. And by the way, alcohol is sugar.
Yeah, that's a tough one for us
Yeah,
in
that's a tough one.
fraternity
Or
sororities.
maybe, who's eating fruits and vegetables every
Okay,
single day
that
kind
we
of
can
thing.
do.
And put the, one house against another house or something like that.
Yeah.
That motivates people. Maybe not just do 1 week. I would go for a month, but start with a week at a time.
Yeah, I think those challenges would work because this generation, Gen Z, they're very competitive. They want to
Mhm.
win at everything. So maybe that's the key, have a challenge and figure out, okay, who can, eat the most fruits and vegetables this week or, something like that. And
Or
start
do their
small.
push-ups.
Or push-ups. Yeah, push-ups they would love. I mean, that's like right in their sweet spot. They would do that all day long and they would have fun with it and they would be counting and they would be on the wall. I mean, the whole thing. Uh,
Yeah, absolutely. Well, my with my active agers, I require them to do 20 push-ups a day.
yeah,
They start on the wall, they move to the counter, some of them get down to the floor, some of them don't. But it's really important for them, especially to have upper body strength. What if they fall? They need to be able to push themselves up, right?
sure, sure.
So every day when I have class, I ask who did their push-ups, and then we do a happy dance for everyone who does their push-ups kind of thing.
Nice, nice. I love it. Yeah, I know you have this upcoming book. It's called Fitting Fitness In, Staying Fit, Sharp, and Independent as You Age. I'm wondering, are there any lessons in that book that college students can start doing right now instead of waiting until later?
Oh, absolutely. Everybody can. I mean, in that book, I talk about the three pillars that you need to invest in now and continue to do as you age. And first one is exercise, which we
Hmm.
already talked about. The second
Hmm.
one is nutrition, which
Hmm.
we talked about.
Yep.
I do a little bit more in the book on the mind diet, which is kind of a cross between the DASH diet for hypertension and the Mediterranean diet. And it's specifically for your brain to help reduce your chance of getting Alzheimer's.
Oh.
My mom had Alzheimer's for 17 years, and that's one of the reasons I became a brain health trainer,
Mm.
to know what we can do um, to reduce my chance, because I have a 50% chance of getting that
Oh, wow.
genetically.
Yeah.
So they can do that. The other thing is do things for your brain, challenge your brain, change up what you're doing all the time. If you're always doing, like if you're for fun, if you're always doing the crossword puzzle, change it up and do Sudoku or word search or something like that. The
Hmm.
more you change it up now in college, they are changing it up a lot because they're doing a lot of different topics and subjects. And then the other thing is balance. Believe it or not, you start losing your sense of balance at age 27.
Oh, wow.
So if you don't use it, you lose it. And so by the time they're seniors, that's why I work a lot with balance. But I even work on balance with clients that are in their 20s.
Hmm. Hmm.
So you got to keep working on your balance,
Yeah,
and that will benefit you. So all of those are in the book. It's coming out in December. It'd be a great Christmas gift for their parents, huh?
that
For
is
themselves and their
fantastic.
parents, right?
That's really good. All right. Well, everyone's going to have to go and check out your new book. I think that is going to be so exciting. It's going to be called Fitting Fitness In, Staying Fit, Sharp, and Independent as You Age. And apparently there's something in there for everybody. So, so even our college students can go and pick that up and get a head start, not wait until they're
There you go.
elderly in order to start this. All right. This is really good. So, and my weakness is good food. I love to eat really good food. So I'm wondering, are there any healthy restaurants in your area of Massachusetts that you recommend?
Yeah, so I'm in Stowe, Massachusetts, and
Yeah.
we're 25 miles west of Boston. And
Okay.
we're known for apple orchards and golf courses, so it's very rural. Um, and the real popular restaurants are the farm to table restaurants.
Uh-huh.
So you know exactly where your food has come from. There's no processed food. It's all healthy. Um, so yeah, the one I like the most is Jay's restaurant at the Neshoba Valley Winery.
Oh,
Um,
fantastic.
and so it's great. food and paired with great wines. So
Right.
it's a little more expensive, so it's a date night kind of restaurant, but
That's okay.
that
Every
would be
once in a
my
while,
favorite.
we like to, have a nice restaurant, go on
Yeah,
date night. I think that's important every now
splurge a
and
little.
then. It's not every day, but, every
Right.
once in a while, we can go and check that out. I like the farm to table stuff too. I think it is really important to know that your food is not processed, whatever it is that you're eating. So
Yes.
I do like that concept. I think that is a healthy way to go, no matter where you are in the country. But the next time I get to Boston, I'm going to go and check out that place you're
There
recommending,
you go.
which I do
Yeah,
get to Boston quite often. So that'll be fun for me to go and check out.
great.
And so, all right. So if our listeners, if they want to reach out to you for speaking opportunities on their college campus, or maybe they want to get in line to buy your new book, it's called Fitting Fitness In, Staying Fit, Sharp, and Independent as You Age. Where should they go to get all of this information and then buy the book in December, all the things? Where should they go?
They should go to my website, fittingfitnessin.com. Everything's up there. My TV show episodes are there. The books are up there. You can get them through there.
Perfect.
Fittingfitnessin.com.
Fittingfitnessin.com. You made it super easy for us, Holly. We
I
appreciate
did.
that. That is really good. Everybody can go and check out the website right now, and then make sure that you go in December so that way you can go and buy her new book as soon as it comes out. So we're only about a month away,
Hmm.
and then you can buy it as a Christmas gift for everybody that you know. I think it's perfect. College student, all the way through your grandparents, everybody can use this book.
That's
So
right.
we appreciate it. Holly, thank you so much for your dedication to health and nutrition and staying fit, and just being creative, right? I mean, I think that's the kind of the message is that we can be creative and stay fit. We don't necessarily have to pay for a gym membership. There are ways
Right.
that we can do this in everyday life. And I think that's what I appreciate about you is that creativity, saying that, hey, everybody can fit this in. So thank you.
Awesome. Thank you.
All right. And to our college student listeners, if you enjoyed this conversation with Holly, I want you to like it and I want you to share it with other college students that are also thinking about health and nutrition because this is something that is very important to Gen Z. So share it with all the college students that you know. Thank you so much for being here. We'll see you on the next episode of the Fraternity Foodie Podcast. Thanks so much. Bye for now.